Hi and welcome to GP Strategies Learning Hub. This is a video session on how to navigate yourself through the system. You should have by now received an email which will have your username, password and your link to the website. And it will look something similar to this. And to access the system, you need to click on Login and enter in the username that's been provided and the password. And it's a good idea to remember yourself so you automatically sign in to save yourself some time. And you can see that I'm logged in now. I know I'm logged in a number of ways. The black toolbar at the top of my screen introduces me, and sometimes, unfortunately, you may not have the black toolbar. So if you're looking at a screen now without the toolbar and you might not know if you're logged in, you can check by going to your My Learning tab. Now, My Learning is your most important tab and it's where all your resources are, but by clicking on this, it will actually introduce you using your first and last name. So obviously it says, welcome, Kerry-Ann Kelly, to GP Strategies Apprenticeships Learning Hub. So even if I don't have this black toolbar at the top, I know I'm successfully logged in. So the email that was sent to you to welcome you to the Learning Hub with your username did provide you with a generic password. So we do need to change that as the first task. So to change your password details and to update anything that might not be correct, we need to go to the back end of the system, and we can do that two ways. If you have your black toolbar at the top, you're going to go to where the clock is. It's actually a dashboard, and you're going to click on it. Now, if you don't have that, you're going to scroll down, and kind of in the middle of a page, you can see there's a picture on this user's profile, but underneath this picture and name, it says Edit Profile. And you can access the back end of the system to change your details by clicking on Edit Profile. So you can either go to the clock dashboard or underneath the image or name, click on Edit Profile. I'm going to go to the top and presume you've got the toolbar, but like I said, you can use the alternative way. And when we go to the back end of the system, you can see there is some content on this dashboard. Yours might look slightly different. You're only going to be using the back end to change your profile. So we just click on Profile, and this is where we'll check things like are our names correct, is our email correct, and change our password. Now for personal options, there is a colour scheme preference you can change. It only changes the back end of the system and it won't update the front. As we scroll down, you can see we have a username here. Now, usernames cannot be changed. A username just provides you access to the Learning Hub. I wouldn't worry too much if there's a spelling error or it's slightly incorrect in regards to your username. It doesn't have to tally up to your actual name. Your first name and last name has also been entered, and if there is an error with your first name or last name, you can just update it yourself by clicking on it. Same with your last name, and the same with your email. You can just highlight, click on it and overtype it. You can write a little bio about yourself. It's only visible to you. And you can also update a profile picture like this learner has. And it tells you how to do it by clicking on the Gravatar link. And what I would like you to do is go to the account management section, and this is where you'll change a password. When you click on generate a password, you can see it provides a very strong password. This might not necessarily be memorable to you, so you can overtype the password and put in a password that's of a strong level and is going to be more memorable to you, or you can just use the one that's provided for you. When you change your password, If you were to put a weak password in, you can see that the system will tell you that it's weak, and you would actually have to physically confirm that you wanted to use the weak password, because it isn't something that we would recommend. You won't be able to continue and leave and update your password unless you confirm the use of a weak password. If it's a strong password, you won't need to tick this box. Any changes that you make in the back end of the system, you have to update, and when you scroll to the very bottom of the page, it will tell you to update your profile. So if I click on that, I'm happy to use this week one, which we wouldn't do, but just to show you, I have to click update profile. If I forget to click this blue box and I come back out of it, any changes that I've made won't be saved, so please just bear that in mind. So I've updated my profile page now, and I'm happy with that, and my password's been changed. That's great. I now need to go to the front end of the system so I can get access to all the different resources that are available to me. For me to do that, there's a little home button at the top, you can see here. I'm just going to click there. I'm going to leave that there, and I go to the front end of the system. So what we've got here is an introduction to GP strategies and our apprenticeships. And when I scroll down, you can see links to the different apprenticeship programs that we offer. And this is purely to show you how you can progress through our apprenticeship programs. If you're currently doing a level 3, you can go on to a higher apprenticeship programs, and by clicking on these images, it will take you to the different apprenticeship programs that we offer. You can see here and we've got different levels all the way up to level 5. So that helps with your decisions on what your next steps are. So we're going to work our way now through the different tab functions. Okay, we're going to leave the My Learning tab till last. And the reason why we're going to do that is because that's the most important tab, and that's where all your resources are. But I want to show you what other features we have within the Learning Hub and how it can benefit you. So we'll go back to the My Learning. The second most important tab we've got is our Learner Support tab. And you can see that we've got a drop-down box and we've got lots of different links that we can go on to. By actually clicking on the Learner Support like so, it will take you to an introduction in how we can support you throughout your apprenticeship program. And it also gives you a link to some free software for IT purposes. So if you need to write some work out on Word, but you don't have Microsoft package, and that's an extra cost, then we suggest that you set up a Gmail account, and you'll get G Drive for online storage, so you'll never lose your work. And you'll also get an alternative to Microsoft Word, which is Google Docs. And you just need to sign up for a Google account, and you can do so by clicking on the blue button here. So go back to the Learner Support. I've got some other features in my drop-down box. I've got functional skills. Now, if you've signed up to be an apprentice, you will know that you will need to be working towards either towards a level 2 if you're on a level 3 program, and it's a level 1 if you're on a level 2 program. So we use BKSB for functional skills, maths and English, and your skills coach will go through the role of BKSB in your apprenticeship and how it can support you in regards to providing you with resources. But you can access BKSB through our Learning Hub, and you will be given a username and password through your skills coach, and you just click on the BKSB logo and you'll enter your username and password. And if you click on Remember Me, then the system will automatically remember you when you log in again, and it will just be a quicker process, and you can access through the Learning Hub. There is some information about functional skills on the page as well that you can read in your own time. The frequently asked question box is that the information provided varies from holidays to pay, and also gives you information about some discounts that you get as an apprenticeship. So you're entitled to discounts on your Oyster card if that is relevant to you, Young Person's Rail card, and also you can apply for an NUS Apprentice Extra card once you've been on programme for at least 3 months. And this gives you lots of different discounts of many online and in-store retail companies, and you can see just some of the discounts on here, so it's worth having a read at the savings that you can make. Safeguarding, so this section will talk to you about our aims and priorities, and GP strategies like to build an environment where all our learners feel safe and secure, and that we encourage them to talk and we will listen to their views. It's really important you understand our aims and priorities as an organisation, and we've put some links on here to the government's guidance on the prevent duty, which will help to protect our learners and our staff and safeguard them against the threat of extremism, radicalisation and terrorism. So we would ask you to read that, and you just click on the blue link. We've also put on there our health, safety and welfare policy. If you would like some more information about financial support, there is a number on there. And then just some extra information, we are quite passionate about the Every Child and Every Learner Matters and the Safeguarding Vulnerable Groups Act 2006. In addition, we have our Safeguarding Young People policy on here that we would like you to read. And if you need some additional support, perhaps some mental health guidance and support groups, then we put a link on this page to the NHS helplines and support groups that can offer you some expert advice, and you just need to click here to take you to that page. You will be working with some external providers on your apprenticeship, and one of those external providers is BKSB, and through your induction you may need to use Virtual College for some of our online course programs that we encourage our learners to complete. If you need to access any of them, then you can do so by clicking on the relevant logo, so you can access BKSB here again, as well as at the top there. We provide you with an e-portfolio, and we use an organisation which is eTrack, and they're our e-portfolio solution, and all your evidence that you gather throughout your apprenticeship journey needs to be uploaded to eTrack. And there is a user guide on this page that explains to you how you can upload your evidence and where to upload it to. But your e-portfolio will eventually consist of a range of things, and that includes assessments, written reports, written statements, might be witness statements, testimonies, journals, lots of work products, question and answer sheets. You might have professional discussions. So your e-portfolio will include a wide range of assessment evidence that will support you in achieving your apprenticeship. So like I said, there is a user guide on what you do and how you do it, and to access your e-portfolio page you would click there, and you need to use your username and password that you will be provided through your skills coach. And again, like the BKSB, because all these usernames and passwords are different, you would need to save the details here, and then you can access quickly next time you log in. And then finally, we've got a plagiarism checker here. So any work that you produce, you should upload it to the plagiarism checker to check for any duplication, and you just click on the click here and you can copy and paste the content or upload the document. Then we've got some technical support information. So this video tutorial can also be found on here under video tutorial. There is a video on how to access the Learning Hub remotely, and the guides that you were sent as part of your welcome email can also be found on here. Then we've got policies and procedures, and these are all the different policies and procedures that are relevant to you as an apprentice. And again, you can have a little look through here, and we also include our learner charter and induction handbook, which is a really good tool to use that explains your learning journey whilst on an apprenticeship program and how the apprenticeship is broken down and how it works. And it's a really good handbook to look through. And then we've got, finally, before we go to your resources, is Cognosys. Now, you may have already been explained Cognosys, and you will be given a range of assessment on Cognosys, and then based on your results, you may need to do some additional online programs and some short courses, and you can access your Cognosys like BKSB through clicking here. And you'll need to log in, like with all the others, using your username and your password that's been provided through the Cognosys email. And so you're accessing everything basically through the Learning Hub. So that's all the kind of tab functions and resources that we have in addition to your individual resources for your apprenticeship program. If you've got any problems in regards to anything on the Learning Hub, you can contact us through the support LMS email address here. I'm going to show you now the My Learning. And there are 2 programs that will be featured on your My Learning when you scroll down. So you have the Early Years Educator and the Induction Program. So you will complete the Induction Program first. And there's an introduction into what the Induction Program is, and you will see that it explains that there are e-learning modules and there is a quiz to test your knowledge. So you click on the Induction Program and you will scroll down, and there's a checklist here that you can open and you can print off yourself, and that lists everything that you need to complete, which features on here, and your skills coach will be going through the checklist on their first visit with you, and then they will be action planning you throughout the course of your program to make sure everything on this induction program has been completed. There is quite a lot on here, so you'll never have nothing to do. So if you scroll down, you can see that we've got working in high-risk settings and COVID and how to use PPE. We've got some free online courses from Skills for Health. We've got the Learner Induction and Appeals brochure, which is also on the policies and procedures that I just showed you, and it explains to you your apprenticeship journey and gives you advice on how to build your e-portfolio, and if you've got any issues or complaints, or you want to appeal against any decisions for assessments, it tells you how to do that. We've got some e-learning modules on here, so you'll need to open up this link, and then there are individual links on the Word document that take you to a range of additional resources to support your knowledge. So we ask that you do them, complete them. And then finally down here, we've got some safeguarding mental health and well-being resources. Some of them are posters, some of them are flyers, some of them are guides, and we've also got our e-safety charter for you to read. So you need to work your way through them. And then we've also got our equality and diversity calendar, and your skills coach will be giving you lots of resources and information that will help to support you in your apprenticeship journey. And there's some awareness video and tasks for you to complete, and a list of the topics that we'll be covering within our equality and diversity calendar can be found on here. And then we'd also like you to complete our online course for equality and diversity. And you just need to click on this link here and it will give you the instructions on how to complete it. And then we've got our preventing extremism and radicalisation resources. And then we also have some personal development assignments, depending on the level that you're at. So if you're a level 3 learner, you'll read all this and complete this, whether you're level 2 to level 4 or 5, but then you will do the assignment that's relevant to your level. And then finally, once you've done this and you feel quite confident, there is a quiz that we ask you to click on and complete. You do need to achieve 80% in all your quizzes in order for you to pass. And you should email your completed certificate to your skills coach. Or if you're uploading the evidence to eTrack yourself, you'll upload it and assign it against knowledge. So that's the induction. You can see there's quite a lot to the induction. You're not expected to do it in the first couple of weeks. You're expected to complete it over your programme of study over the year, and your skills coach will be action planning you to make sure everything's completed, and they will be assessing your knowledge to check that you have completed it. So we're going to go back to My Learning, and we're going to go and find your specific resources. So you're studying the Early Years Educator. So you'll click on Early Years Educator, and it's going to take you to a wide range of resources that's going to help support your programme. So as we scroll down, you will see a big long list of resources. The first thing we have here is a delivery model. When you open the delivery model, it will give you a month-by-month breakdown of where you need to be at in your apprenticeship programme and what units you needed to have completed in regards to assessment as well, and quizzes, etc. So this really helps you to identify where you should be at throughout your apprenticeship journey. So it's a good idea to open that and have a little look at it and make sure that you're on track. And then as we scroll down, we have lots of different units that need to be covered as part of your apprenticeship journey. So I'm going to show you the first one here. You will click on it like so, and it will give you a little bit of a unit overview. And this unit actually has a video session, and it will talk you through how to engage in professional development. The videos are approximately 35 to 40 minutes. It will ask you to make notes, and then you will also complete the activities to support the session. The more activities you do, the more off-the-job hours you have. But for example, if you already have a CV completed, you wouldn't need to do that particular activity. We don't want you to repeat activities. As you scroll down, there you can see there's a reflective workbook, and some of the knowledge and skills assessments are listed in here on what you need to do and complete to achieve the assessment elements. Now you can speak to your skills coach about that. They may ask you to do the assessment in an alternative way, or you can just work your way through all the resources on the page, and any gaps they can fill for you. And then finally, we have some resources for extra reading, and there is a quiz that you need to complete, and again you have to achieve 80% to pass the unit. So this is just going to bring it up for you to show you. And you just start the quiz. Not all of the sessions, not all of the units are video sessions. For example, it may be a PowerPoint session, and you would just open the PowerPoint session, read it, and then work your way through. There are activities linked to the session, and again, the assessment task linked to this particular unit is here. Speak with your skills coach to see if they want you to approach the assessment task differently, and then you have a quiz. So you'll work your way all the way through. You'll get to the bottom. Once you've completed all the units and you're preparing for Gateway, you can complete the endpoint assessment practice knowledge test. Now, if I click on here, there is an endpoint assessment guidance document for you to read, and you should complete the multiple choice endpoint assessment practice test. Now, when I click on this, it will give you some instructions that you should read, and when you start it, it is actually timed. So as soon as you click on start, it will count down from 1 minute, because you're only allowed 1 minute, 60 minutes. And you have to meet the minimum requirement of completing the quiz and answering at least 23 questions successfully to pass. And there is also, you must also answer at least 4 of the safeguarding questions. So your skills coach will discuss with you what the stipulations are, and they will ask you what questions you got wrong, so you'll be able to screenshot your evidence. Once you pass at the required 23 questions, then you will get a quiz certificate. But like I said, you do need to achieve the minimum safeguarding requirement questions that you must speak to your skills coach, and you'll need to get evidence of those questions by screenshotting or printing out the breakdown of what you answered incorrectly. You just need to expand on your questions when you get to the end of the actual quiz. Okay. So that's it. So for now, what you should be doing is you should be starting your unit. So you complete your induction program first, and then you start to work through your early years educator, get your knowledge, read the PowerPoint sessions or watch the videos, and complete the activities that support it to help develop your knowledge, and complete the assessment tasks within the Learning Hub, or speak to your skills coach to see if they want you to approach the assessment tasks slightly different, because they may want to add in additional assessments such as Q&A or professional discussions or witness testimonies. And that's it. Thank you for listening to the video, and good luck in your apprenticeship.